It's no secret that Trump hates the media. In February alone, he's tweeted disparaging things about them about 20 times. He's made his feelings about the media very clear. Everything is fake news except information that comes directly from him or Fox News.
Riley, this has got to be one of your dumbest videos you've ever put out. However, yes, everyone has biases, Trump included, and even Barack Obama, who in the past has had a beef with Fox News. And think, if Hillary Clinton became Madam President, you think she would allow Fox News anywhere near the White House?
His supporters, of course, love this. They rally behind him, yelling fake news and believing anything he tells them.
Yeah, because they've said fake shit in the past. Remember when they ran that BuzzFeed article like it was real fucking news when he did golden showers on a bed that Michelle Obama and President Obama were? Yeah, that was exposed as fake news. They ran a fake story. And they do anything in their power to try and to stump the Trump in any way, even if it's to lie through their teeth. I, however, don't believe anything the media says, whether it be Fox News or CNN. They're both biased. One's conservative, one's liberal. They're going to have a biased opinion on anything they come out. Fox News hated Hillary Clinton, CNN and everyone else hated Trump.
That would almost be funny if it wasn't terrifying. It would be funny if he was just Donald Trump reality TV star, but now that he's the president, it's just the casual degradation of our First Amendment rights.
Can you please show me where he strips people of their right of the First Amendment? Or are you confusing with him not answering questions from CNN because he called them fake news? He can refuse any media an interview. That's not taking away rights of free speech. But let me pull out the hypocritical stick so I can beat you with it. Every video you have made is to silence your opposition, to censor the opposition, by labeling it as hate speech. Hate speech is nothing short but free speech. You could say whatever you want, even if it's hateful. It is free speech. And you are trying to get rid of it and labeling it as hate speech. But look at the past. When Milo came to Berkeley, there was an uprising of people trying to censor him and get him off the campus and not allow him to speak. You'll label his speech as bigoted and hate speech, and it should not be allowed. However, when it's your side, it should be heard. It needs to be heard, and it's your First Amendment right of free speech. Only then is it allowed. You need both sides to be able to have it. If one can't have it, the other cannot have it at all. Here's a lesson for you. If you only let one side allow free speech and the other not to, if one side is not allowing another side to speak, you know what that's called? Fascism.
Oddly enough, Trump supporters tend to claim to be huge supporters of the First Amendment. They often call themselves free speech advocates and cry when someone blocks them on Twitter or doesn't pay them to speak at their university.
Mr. Strawman, give me a break. You are a retard. It's too much to take. You're full of shit, and everyone knows this. No point in trying to sound legit. You doofus, Mr. Strawman. Nobody cares.
Just look at him. Look at that stupid, smug face when he's trying to pull this straw man over your eyes. However, when we look closer to these tweets, these are people laughing at you. They're not crying. They're laughing at you. And the reason why he slams the Berkeley College is because they cancel his talk and not even trying to reschedule it out of fear of another riot. So not only did they stamp out his free speech, and they also censored him. However, he did get a full media, nationwide, and even worldwide look into what he was going to say at the college. These were terrible examples, and they make you look out to be retarded.
And while I don't believe for a second that they actually understand what free speech means in regards to the First Amendment, they seem to have an even tougher time understanding the free press part of the First Amendment. Here's what the First Amendment says. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances.
Not only does he belittle and looks down on his opponents as redneck idiots of not knowing the Constitution, let me ask you this, Riley. Has Trump banned any of the media off the network? Have they banned MSNBC, ABC, CNN, all the liberal media? Has he destroyed them? Has he told them you're off, you're out of here, you're canceled? No, he hasn't. Because you're up your ass and thinking he's going to do this. He has no power to do this. But he has every right in the Constitution to deny them an interview or even answer a question. He has every right to do this. To ban them from the premises? He can, because it's the White House, his house. You must be either A, taking a tour, or B, invited by the president himself. If you are there on your own volition, you are going to be arrested. Riley, you are so condescending to your own opposition that you think that people are brain dead idiots while you have a useless degree in gender studies. And I believe it didn't give you a good job because you're doing YouTube videos instead of being in a career where college is supposed to open it up for you. The press has every right to write whatever they want, but there is consequences, and the consequences for CNN is not to get a lip in or a say in with Trump, who they have bashed since his rival in the running of president and becoming president.
Now obviously, this doesn't say anything about individuals blocking other individuals on Twitter, or universities deciding that they don't want to pay bigots to speak on their campuses.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
This is exactly what Trump is doing with the press. However, it's okay for you because they're your opposition and they need to be banned. Holy shit, I've never seen someone fucking flip the table so quickly.
But what it does say is that Congress can't make a law abridging the freedom of the press.
Riley, what's your point here? He has not done anything to ban the press, to stifle the free speech. They're still pumping out articles stating how awful he is and he needs to be impeached. He hasn't silenced anyone on Twitter, and even though Twitter's doing that, on how he needs to be assassinated. No one's freedom of speech is being taken away by Trump. However, you and people like you are advocating to take away freedom of speech from people you disagree with and labeling it as hate speech. Hate speech is still free speech. You're talking. It's still speech. And it's still protected under the First Amendment right.
So far under Trump, Congress hasn't done that, but with a president who actually calls the press the enemy of the people, it's not too far-fetched to imagine that they would.
Hey, remember when the press called PewDiePie a racist Nazi for no goddamn reason? Just went out there and said he was a total Nazi, a bigot, and needs to be destroyed. Left-wing media has become the enemy of the people. However, you state something so asinine, I can't believe you said it. They don't have the right, or ever going to do that, Riley. They're never going to change the amendment of free speech. This is not a dictatorship. This is a democracy. And democracy will not allow anyone to take away our freedom of speech.
In fact, Trump has said that the media never will represent the people, and we're gonna do something about it. If that's not an ominous threat to stifle the freedom of the press, I don't know what is.
Trump is right because there is two sides of the people, and media can't be both sides since there are two sides. I don't agree with CNN all the time, nor do I agree with Fox News. However, you never agree with Fox News, so you're biased against them. For the past few years, liberal media has done nothing but call conservatives racist, bigots, homophobe, trash. So yeah, they're going to be the enemy of conservatives. And while conservative medias like Fox News, who call you limp-wristed snowflakes who can't handle a fucking joke, nor can't handle any criticism, is your enemy.
In general, the United States is relatively good at having a free press and transparent government, according to Reporters Without Borders, but it's not perfect. In the past, when people have leaked government secrets, they've been punished for it, and Trump has made it clear that he won't be making things any better in that department.
What sort of backwards fucking pageantry is that?
Because what they did was highly illegal. They sent out classified documents and even stolen highly classified documents and then posted them everywhere. That is account for treason. It is against the American law, and it can go for as treason against the United States.
In fact, he could be cracking down even harder on them.
Good, so we can keep our fucking secrets to ourselves.
His administration has already been taking whatever steps it can to impede the free press. At a briefing on February 24th, Trump barred prominent news organizations like the BBC, Politico, CNN, the New York Times, Los Angeles Times, and BuzzFeed News.
Well, the biggest reason why that is because of the constant barrage of attacks not only to him, but towards conservatives. So he doesn't want them there so they can put a twist on it. However, they weren't barred from speaking out of this outrageousness that Trump would bar them for answering their questions by twisting his answers around to make him look like the villain that they constantly do. He didn't take away their rights of free speech or free press. He denied them access to coming in to the conference. He has the right to do so.
Even though he allowed in Fox News and Breitbart. That may not be Congress impeding the freedom of the press, but it's definitely the White House picking and choosing news organizations that will look favorably upon it.
That's right, he can be taught.
Hillary Clinton would do the exact same fucking thing and you wouldn't bat an eye. And you, however, will be jacking off to the sound of her voice while looking to her picture. That's right, take all the rights away from these bigots, all this hate speech. So now that Trump is giving you a taste of your own medicine, you won't have it or take it down with a spoonful of sugar.
Which is funny, since back in December, Sean Spicer, Trump's press secretary, said that barring certain media outlets would be something that a dictator would do. And really, he's not wrong. John McCain has made that comparison. Even George W. Bush has said that we have to protect the free press.
No. I don't think you understand what a dictatorship does to news media sites that speak ill of them. They don't bar them from coming into an event. They go full-blown assassination. They'll actually kill them on live national television. But this isn't a dictatorship. You're never gonna see Trump put a cap in Don Lemon's head. That's never gonna happen, Riley.
Things have gotten so bad that even Shepard Smith from Fox News has had to defend CNN. I don't think it's a partisan issue to say that Trump is attacking our freedom of the press and that we have to defend that. Because the way Trump discusses the media is very dictatorial. Hitler's Nazi regime used the term Lügenpresse or lying press to discredit any media organizations that criticize them.
There it is. You couldn't go 5 minutes without calling Trump Hitler, huh? Again, it's totally different because the people who are in the control of the Nazis couldn't say anything about Hitler in the fear of getting shot or get a first-class train ride or a nice shower.
Even today, many countries highly censor their media and only disseminate information through official government channels.
You liar!
Trump is not censoring the media. He disagrees with it, but he is not censoring it.
And that's exactly what Trump is heading towards.
No, he's not. Quit assuming and making up shit.
He's insulting and discrediting the mainstream media. Which, by the way, is the free press.
No way.
And he's saying that people can only get valid information directly from him.
Citation document.
Now that would be a messed up thing for any leader to say, but it's particularly concerning when this leader has such a problem with lying. Trump still can't admit that his inauguration crowd was tiny, even though we have photographic proof.
No one cares, Riley. The only reason why that is because Washington is mostly a liberal crowd, and two, is because they were too busy destroying Washington. But in another reason, yes, they were lying because it was a different time. This was the beginning, not the middle of the inauguration. People were still coming in. Though he didn't say how many, someone else lied about it. Then you would have a credible argument. But right now, he didn't lie about the size of it being bigger than it was. He was stating how the media was twisting it to think that it wasn't as big as it was.
And he keeps claiming that he had a landslide victory in the Electoral College. Even though he objectively did not. Liar! As recently as his February 16th press conference, he said that he won with 306 electoral votes and that it was the largest win since Ronald Reagan. Except that he got 304 electoral votes and Obama got more electoral votes than him in 2008 and 2012.
But apparently having far more votes than Hillary Clinton does not count as a landslide victory. I don't know how you can perform these mental gymnastics. You are lying right now, stating that it's not a landslide when it fucking is. You see, this presidential race was not Trump versus Obama. It was Trump versus Clinton, and it was a landslide victory against Clinton. He was not lying about that. Even your beloved CNN has this on record.
Even just for Republicans, George H. Bush got more electoral votes than him in 1988. His Electoral College victory ranks 46th out of 58 elections, which is nowhere near a historic landslide. How are we supposed to trust this president and believe only his information when he regularly lies about basic facts?
But he didn't lie about the fact it was a landslide. You're lying saying it isn't.
We need the media to be able to call out these blatant lies because Trump clearly isn't going to fact check himself.
You're doing great!
You and other media sites are doing a terrible job at it. However, it doesn't excuse the fact that they were putting out fake news stories as if they were true. That's why he's not really talking to them.
On February 12th, senior White House policy advisor Stephen Miller said that the president will not be questioned. If you just listen to the clip of him saying it, it sounds like what you'd expect a dictator to say. Trump then went on Twitter to praise Miller. But the whole point of a free press is to question everything, including the president. The president will not be questioned is the move of a fascist dictator who doesn't care about the freedom of the press. We need to be concerned about this, and if you cared at all about the First Amendment, you'd be supporting news organizations that stand up to Trump, not calling them fake news.
Commandment number 1, shut the hell up.
So the fact that we do not agree or nor listen to the media outlets that you deem are reliable, we are attacking the First Amendment right. You're an idiot. You know that? You're a complete and utter idiot, and you went to college. You should know better.
But hey, getting blocked on Twitter by some SJW is probably the real threat to our democracy, right?
What did I say?
High note. You left on a high note there, Riley. It would seem that Riley does not understand free speech, nor does he understand what the president can and cannot do. The president has the power to bar any media source from any area that he deems viable. However, he cannot censor nor take rights away from the press. He cannot change what they wrote or what they say, even if it's deplorable shit or lies. And that's going to be it for me, folks. And I will see you meatbags in the next video.
Shut up!